Hey everyone, Rorius here, with a new game that's a little bit different, although still similar, Quantum Conundrum. Now, this game has a lot of similarities to Portal, which is the reason that I quite like it. Basically, the premise of this game is that you're utilizing multiple realities to solve puzzles. I won't explain any more than that, because I'm sure it'll probably explain, because I would like to make this a series. Now, just a quick little side thing. I'm recording this a lot later than I would normally because unfortunately there's been workers working in our house today, which has meant that I haven't been able to record all day. So the reason I mentioned this is that the stream that we're going to be having on Monday, or that we were going to have on Monday, unfortunately I can't stream then because the workers are coming back on the Monday morning. That I didn't know that they were going to be coming on Monday, and they if Monday's anything like today, they arrived sort of pretty much right at the time I would normally upload an episode, or in the case of streaming, the normal time I would stream. So I'm not going to be able to do it on Monday, unfortunately. So we're going to have to call off this coming week's stream. It means that we have extra time to prepare something like the likes of Portal multiplayer, which is what I'm planning to play on the next stream. So yeah, enough of that. I'll mention it in a announcement or whatever, but we'll get into this episode.
Once upon a time. That's how these things usually start, yes? A sister took pity on her brilliant, prolific, and incredible brother. She had somehow gotten it in her head that he might be lonely, or at least that's what she claims. And so, on a perfectly fine, productive Friday afternoon, the sister picked up her son from the Elwood Academy for Boys and dropped the aggravating child off on the brother's doorstep. Now the boy had visited Quadrangle Manor on a few occasions. Each time was complete with a grand entrance from the brother, who was in fact a professor and inventor with a profound and soaring intellect. With each visit, the inventions he exhibited became more slick and cutting edge. The boy eagerly awaited the revealing of the professor's latest contrivance, but this, the most captivating of visits, started a bit differently.
Yeah, so some story there.
Let's see here. If I configure the trans-dimensional velocity regulator at approximately 0.887 microseconds past the... Oh, you're here? I have the most incredible invention to show you this visit. Unfortunately, I'm a bit indisposed at the moment.
There we go.
If you take your luggage into the foyer, I will join you as soon as I can.
Wait. Okay, so left click lets it go, right click throws. Because that item is... There we go. So, yeah. The premise of this game is that you're at your uncle's, house, but it's just basically his laboratory. Great exponentations. Lots of puns on different books throughout this
You
building.
confounded machine.
I say building because this is like an
What was that?
ever-growing facility. Yeah, it's very Portal. It's got lots of Portal vibes. As far as I'm aware, as far as I recall, I might be wrong. Editing Roy will correct me if I'm wrong. Kim Swift, the person who worked on the original Portal, actually left Valve and joined this studio and to make this game. So, yeah.
I believe I told you to bring your luggage with you. Apparently children of this generation are best at listening.
Oh my god, I totally didn't listen. He did say that.
How entirely frustrating.
God, he's already scolding me. Oh my god, I can't believe I did that. Nope.
Oh, good. That should be a safety release for the door up there somewhere. Where on earth did I put that?
The mouse sensitivity is really high.
No! Ah!
Oh god. Yeah, so this is an example of some of the worlds. In fact, that was a demonstration of every world in the game. Oh god.
Wait, what just happened? I'm not entirely sure where I am right now. The security uplink on my watch still seems to work, so I can see you and... Hello? You can hear me, right? Jump around a bit if you can.
Yeah, I can hear you.
It seems as if I can still tap into the intercom system. Well, I most certainly can do better than this. Testing, 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 testing. There.
Oh.
Ah, much better. Now, what in the world are you doing here? Today? No matter. Well, judging from the current underwhelming amount of light in this room, we're still on backup power. My head is killing me. It seems as though I now possess a rather large epidural hematoma. A bump on the head. Do me and yourself a favor and head to the front hall. There's a way to restart the power grid.
So yeah, a lot of
Last I remember, I was
exposition.
in the technology sector, and then I don't know. I do think
God,
the failsafe
just
was
lagged a
tripped
lot there.
accidentally. Unfortunately, the front door will remain in lockdown until you can restore the power. If
Yeah,
you head
so-
over to my office over on the left, you should be able to restart the manor's power grid.
So, if I start here, maybe he'll stop talking for a bit. Basically, yeah, your uncle professor guy has developed a lot of different things over the years, and there's lots of like little examples of stuff that he's developed. But one of the things, his latest invention is this new glove that this thing here, this glove.
Throw that switch there. It should be the one.
Oh, here we are, here, right here.
Well, that wasn't as effective as I'd hoped. You'll have to reactivate the generators in each sector in order to lift the current lockdown. Just take the glove in the box with you. I wish you could see my facial expression right now, as I am not pleased.
Yeah. Normally he has his inventions and he shows you, but this time
What you're holding is an early
he gives you
prototype
his
of the
invention.
interdimensional ship device, or IDS device for short. It's one piece of my latest invention that should come in handy. Get it? You know,
Handy.
because it's a glove.
Yeah. So basically, as it happens, your uncle has found himself trapped in like a weird alternate dimension thing, and you've basically got to utilize this glove to get yourself, to save him. That's the aim of the game. And once we get in, oh, okay, so that's not where I'm going. So I'm assuming I'm going through here.
If you can access the generator at the back of each wing, we might be able to lift the lockdown on the rest of the house. It seems as if the breaker did unlock the blue wing. Well, I suppose you should start there first.
Yeah. So basically, you got to go through the different wings to
There's
activate.
something I must tell you. My
generators
latest
or power
invention
or
has
something.
required me to make a few adjustments to the house since the last time you barged in. I mean,
Yeah.
visited.
Yeah, so he's turned his house into this giant like testing facility.
Now,
maze.
one of the topics that our family has been studying for several generations are rifts existing between various dimensions.
This is one of his
I've been
previous
able to develop
inventions.
a power source that will channel enough energy into one of these dimensional rifts that it can be widened enough to travel through.
This is the one that showed in the cutscene at the start. So, his ice gun thing. But yeah, so he's busy trying to explain the rifts and
The
everything to
glove
me.
controls the power source, which allows you to travel to whichever dimension
Yeah.
has rifts in the area.
Yeah. And you use like these weird energy cell battery things to open rifts.
You won't have control over the ability to switch dimensions yet. Just be patient.
Yeah, basically it's useless at the moment.
This door is using one of my inventions, the repetitive, periodic, articulating gruidae. Or a drinking bird. Except it's far more advanced.
Yeah, basically this. One of these drinking birds just periodically hits a button. I like that. I like that it utilizes, whenever there's something in the game that, you can activate it as well. Whenever there's something that's got to happen sort of on a cycle, they'll use one of these birds to make it happen. Instead of just sort of an arbitrary, repeating thing.
Well, because your glove is an early prototype, it has a few limitations in terms of dimension accessibility and the distance it can be from a receptacle in order to function.
Yeah. And so, very soon, I'm hoping, because it's already been like 10 minutes.
This is such an early experiment with dimensional shifting, so I decided to have it triggered remotely with the drinking bird. Instead of operating a door, the bird will trigger a dimensional shift. There's an IDS battery in the machine that will power the dimensions, which in this case is...
the fluffy dimension.
Fluffy dimension.
Yeah.
In addition to Fluffy being embarrassingly adorable, it's also rather useful, because everything is 10 times lighter than normal.
Yeah, and it's really neat because the textures aren't just replaced on the walls and stuff. All of the paintings have new textures. So in the fluffy dimension, his butler, this is the butler pressing a button. In the fluffy dimension, he's got a bird costume. I think this is actually a representation of the drinking bird, but in like fluffy and normal. So basically, yeah, this safe, I can't pick it up because it's too heavy. So in the fluffy, you wait for it to go to the fluffy dimension, then you can just lift it up because it's as light as a feather. And then when it's in reality, you know, it turns back to heavy. So it's very Portal-esque and
Though
oh
that
god.
looks like a regular scale, it is in fact a portable kinetic mass to electricity converter.
Yeah, and actually this, in the fluffy dimension, can't be triggered by this because it's too light, too soft. But then it goes into real dimension and it's able, you know. So yeah, it's neat. I think it's really neat. And all the paintings, all the different areas, all the objects, all have like a version for each dimension. God damn it, every now and then I look over at the recording and it's super laggy. And then every now and then I look over and it's perfectly smooth. I don't know what's going on there.
Lovely bird again. Sometimes I call him Desmond.
Desmond, that's right. There's actually a set of tests that are related to Desmond.
Something to note.
Which are really hard.
Since you're holding a version of the IDS device, you, in fact, are not the you in an alternate dimension. Let me try that again. You remain constant. So no matter the dimension, your mass, shape, speed, and trying personality remain
I actually
the
just
same.
broke the test then. If you throw this up there, it has to spawn a new one because you can't solve the test anymore. Yeah. Like that. Yeah. I screwed it up. You can pick up the chairs as well, but then... yeah. You get the idea. I don't need to keep explaining it. Ah, these stayed here. I didn't know they were going to stay here. Oh god, have I ruined things?
You should
Nope?
throw
Okay.
that IDS battery into the receptacle mounted on the wall.
Right. Yeah, so this is one of the batteries. Very soon I'll be able to actually utilize these for myself. This actually might be one of them. Yeah, if you throw it up
That
here.
receptacle will
Yeah.
distribute the power source around the room, allowing you to now use your IDS device
Yeah.
to switch dimensions at your leisure.
Yeah, so now I can just do it whenever I want. I can switch it at my leisure. Oh, I should have showcased that actually. Okay, wait, is there another vase in here somewhere? There is another vase. Vase, whatever. If you go into the fluffy dimension, it doesn't break because it's fluffy, it's soft, it's, you know. You switch back to the real world and it breaks on contact. But then all the little pieces of it are also fluffy. And they turn to glass when you switch back. I think it's really neat. Sorry, I'm spazzing about this. Because I freaking love this game.
As I mentioned, dimensional rifts in the manor are magnified.
I wanna make a
by
game
the
of it like
stabilizing
this,
energy
actually.
from the IDS receptacle and batteries. This is what enables you to slip between dimensions when you're wearing the IDS glove.
Oh. Yeah. So it's also, this game's also got like
That's
Huck and
Dolly,
stuff.
Dynamic object
Dolly, yeah.
linear ligation interface. To you, a cloning device. I like my house just so. So I decided to add functionality to her to keep everything consistent.
Oh god.
I'll need to tune that later.
Yeah, so this is Dolly. It's kind of creepy. It's definitely one of those things that they named it Dolly before they figured out what Dolly stood for. But yeah. So basically now now that we've got this little device thing here, we can now switch at will. Dolly is as you said, like a cloning device. It just spawns. It's the object spawner. They didn't put one in the previous room, even though they kind of needed one in the previous room. that room where I threw the box and broke things. They probably should have placed one of those in there, but oh well. Basically, yeah, it's a box spawner, so it'll just keep spawning things until it no longer is destroyed immediately.
These are my own particular hybrid beams of carbon dioxide and neodymium dope yttrium aluminum garnet lasers using an alternating ray configuration. Gives them an extra kick.
Yeah. So, basically, death laser. That's all you need to know about that. What does this do? Oops, nope, that's not what I meant to do. Oh, there we go. Turn it to this so I can lift this up and throw it, and then boom. Yeah, so some really neat stuff you can do, like, with some of the other realities.
Fortunately, the breaking of this glass is a necessary evil. Don't take that as permission to do it elsewhere.
I've already been doing it, buddy. Yeah. So basically, we needed to, oh, what's this? Oh, it's a pathway down to the bottom. Cool. In case you fall down, which I probably will. Because I don't think I can jump that far.
Just letting you know that you reset the glass. Thank you.
Oh, the glass resets when you press that. Did not know that. Did not realize that. So yeah, basically, this is what that does. Basically, the safe is too heavy to sit on the glass, so you just gotta, yeah. I didn't realize that the button was gonna reset the glass. Okay, yeah. So I'm gonna, just because he said I couldn't break glass elsewhere. Screw you. I think this will press this. Yeah. Yeah, it's a, I mean, oh, and this...
That creature there is an interdimensional kinetic entity, or Ike.
Once again, I feel like they named him first, and then they're like, oh, like, we can name him this. I love throwing things and then switching the gravity. Oh, also the theme song for this game is really cool. I might just link it in the description if I remember. Yeah. So the fluffy one's pretty straightforward, and it's pretty easy to get your head around. Some of the other ones.
For a minute and take a look at the painting. The machine I referred to as Dolly started out as a simple metal forge that had been in the family since medieval times. The original quadrangle suit of armor was actually constructed in this very forge.
Yeah. Cool. And then there's, iterations on... My
great-grandfather modified the old forge so that if it had enough raw resources, it could craft steel objects autonomously.
And then it just...
This predecessor to Dolly supplied all the materials needed to build the Underground Railroad.
And then this is the final version, the one that we see today. And so yeah, there's generations of quadrangle men who were designing stuff, developing new technologies. Nope, there's Ike. Ike is like the mascot for the... Actually, this is another thing you do. You switch to this gravity, so that... Oh, wait. No, I'm wrong. If you can do clever things like...
In case you're wondering, you turned on a fan. Please say that you don't need me to explain that to you.
I do like Ike, actually. You see what I did there? You switch it to Fluffy, suddenly that thing flies up, and there's no longer, making it all the way. But then you switch it back to... Oh, no, I need another one. There we go. Yeah. You get these three on here. And then heavy. Yeah. And there's unlockables.
That's where that got to. That is a botched experiment of mine called the awkward noise generator.
That's right.
Here somewhere.
There's tons of them. I think I might have already missed some.
That's a portrait of my father, Papa Wilfred Zapp Quadrangle.
Yeah.
He was part of a top-secret NASA mission to capture Sputnik and replace it with a basketball. The Soviets never noticed, Probably because the basketball got better reception.
Oh dear. And yeah, you switch to the fluffy dimension, and if you can see closely, it's hard to see, but if you look closely, his helmet now is full of fluff. I don't know why, that makes me laugh. But yeah. So Ike is busy enjoying flying, and Ike always disappears before you can get to him. He's just a little...
Standard issue conveyor belts. Sometimes laziness should be indulged.
Yeah. Cool. And I think you just use one of the safes and you hop up here. Cool.
So I haven't discussed my location a whole lot, but it seems as if I'm in some sort of limbo. I think I may explore a bit and see what turns up.
Basically, he's in an interdimensional void where he's somehow still able to communicate with the intercom system, but he's otherwise incapacitated, you know. Alrighty. Yeah, basically, the rest of the game, you just switch between different kinds of this ability. So you switch from, once again, you just throw and you switch.
You, sir, are a degenerate.
Hey, that needed to happen, buddy. Okay, let's press this. Right. Ah, that's right. Yep. So what you do here, you stand on top, and then whee! Fluffy one lifts you up. Oh, I need it. Give it here. Yeah. You can come back to these areas and redo these puzzles, but once you, I think you can always return to sections in this game, because it's like you've got a hub area and you can continually go to different areas of the facility. But once you enter a puzzle section, you're kind of locked in until you get to the end of the puzzle section. So yeah. Oh, where's that button? It's up the top there, isn't it? Yep. Damn it. Okay, let's press this button a few times. Or actually, I probably only need to press it once. Basically, the fluffy thing is pushed hard enough by that fan that it stays there. Yeah. If you change it back to heavy gravity, boom, falls to the ground. Actually, I shouldn't say heavy gravity for a normal one, because there is a heavy gravity mode. I don't know if we're going to see it in this first part. Okay. Basically, yeah, we've got one of these things where we're just gonna... I think we're just gonna make a staircase. So I put one, like, there. And then you put one about there. And then one... there. Oh, that's probably too high. There we are. Oh, just high enough. Or just the right height. And there's... Mrs. Quadrangle. Or, no, sorry. Grand... My uncle's mother. And then, like, fluffy dimension version's just really poofy. Yeah. Oh. What does that do? Oh, it turns that fan on. Okay, cool. Basically, same deal as previously.
This room often gets rather sweltered in the summertime. Air circulation is very important.
Oh, yeah. This is, like, normal. We saw this, like, painting in the entryway. But when you switch to the fluffy dimension, he's got this, like, pink rabbit onesie on. It's adorable. Oh dear. I like the fluffy dimension. Yeah, because basically there's 4 different dimensions other than reality that you can switch to. 1, 3, and Q, as you can see on the screen sort of thing. 1, 3, and Q are... one of them, I don't remember which one's which, but there's a heavy reality, there's heavy, there's slow time, and there's reverse gravity. So those are the different kinds of things you can utilize in a puzzle.
That still completely baffles me.
Yeah, it's illogical, really, how that actually works. Oh, there we go. Because, like, the fact that you're heavy enough that you're... Yeah, it's to do with the fact that you're not affected by the change in reality. When you switch dimensions, you're, as he referred to, you're technically not the alternate dimension version of yourself. Oh, there's a noisemaker thing.
Oh yes, with these specifications, you should be able to recreate several objects in the research and development lab adjacent to my office.
Yeah, the research and development lab is like a Fluffy Dimension is now available in R&D lab. Yeah, basically you get it's like the zoo. It's like the tick zoo.
This is one of the animals that Dolly cloned to rather, well,
intriguing results.
results.
It's a really, really long sausage dog. I'm not going to worry too much about the collectibles you can find.
Ah, you've moved on to a part of the manor where another type of dimensional rift is accessible.
Ah, here we go.
This is
Perfect.
the gravid Wolfram dimension, or heavy for short. This dimension
Gravid
is in
Wolfram.
direct opposition to the fluffy dimension,
Yeah,
and will make
yeah.
things 10 times heavier.
Yeah. So now, and of course in this world everything's made of either metal or it's like punk, or no, sorry, rocker. So like leathers and metal. It's the heavy metal dimension, and so everything is heavy metal, you know. So the idea of this is it's the reverse of the other dimension, which means that what we need is wait. Oh, here we are. There's a button right next to it. I was like, how do I get this to activate? There we go. So it spawns these little cardboard boxes, which are light as a feather. And basically, I'm not sure which ones of these, by the way, I'm going to do just yet. Basically, when it switches dimensions to the heavy metal one, they're really heavy. Come on, bird. There we go. So yeah, that's activating those 3.
Now just imagine how long it took me to lay all that out. Be careful. He's a bit on the shy side. Give him some time to get used to you.
Yeah. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a little ladder, I think. I've got to... I think I need just these 3 wall ones. Yeah, so I need this one. 2 of them are correct. I need this one, though. So let's follow it. So you got to follow this one back. So I need this one activated.
I've honestly forgotten which dolly is hooked up to which power converter.
So I don't know if I might have ruined one of the other ones. Nope, perfect. That's exactly what I need. Cool. So now that's all sorted. Yeah, those are safe, so I can't lift them in either dimension. So there's interesting combinations that work between... Oh, I'm going to wait till he does it again. Interesting combinations that work between the different dimensions. Okay. So yeah, now that I'm positioned and they're ready. Perfect. Yeah, cool. So, now we've got 2 different dimensions we can
Some dimensions are tightly bound
utilize.
together, like the one we're in right now, and also the fluffy and heavy dimensions.
Oh, is this gonna immediately show me a new one, or is this gonna be more heavy? Because I think we'll just do one more area. Oh, and then there's this creepy as like anglerfish pet that he has. You go to the fluffy dimension, of course he's got a fluffy dice hanging from his thing, and he's got well, he's fuzzy as opposed to scaly.
That red battery will provide enough energy to enable the IDS device to widen the heavy dimension rifts in this area.
Yeah, so basically now we've got the heavy dimension that we can activate. There we are, Q. So Q is the heavy one. I'm not any heavier, because, yeah, oh, that's right, there we are. So we've got this thing, which is light enough to pick up in our reality and the fluffy in the reality. But then, in the heavy dimension, it's heavy enough to press the cubes, press the button down, so
It
yeah.
appears this dolly got stuck on an infinite loop. How unfortunate.
So it's, Ike. I like Ike. He's fluffy and cute. Yeah, so it's basically like a laser immediately destroying what Dolly creates, constantly. So what you do is you go, wait for one to fly, metal. Go to Fluffy. For some reason it doesn't attack me, but go to Fluffy so you can pick it up. Or actually, you can do it without changing to Fluffy, but then throw and Q. Oh, no. Yeah.
There
Oh, yeah. Oh god, I've been recording for half an hour.
Piles and pits filled with various random objects.
That's right, he's in some sort of like garbage, or like not garbage, but
No, not where you are. Here, in this confounded place.
yeah. He's
Are
in
those
some place
cotton
that's just
candy?
full of random...
They're a little fuzzy. Ugh.
pleasant, but ugh. Anyway, I think we're gonna have to call that episode there. Basically, yeah, we'll keep doing this series, but I'll make it. I've got other things I want to do first before we play this again. But yeah, so sorry about being rushed, sort of thing, to produce this today. I actually thought this would be a short thing to record. I've been recording for half an hour. Turns out it's not as short as I thought. But anyway, nonetheless, I'll try to get this out tomorrow in a timely manner. But yeah, unfortunately, Monday morning, the workers are going to be in again, so stream is off, unfortunately, for this week. But we'll pick it up again next week. As it stands, I was going to do it every second week originally, so maybe I'll have to switch it to being every second week. Just for, like, maintenance purposes. But I will try and do it weekly. Pardon me, I'll try and do it weekly again after this week. So yeah, so hopefully, I'll see you. I'll see you at a stream in just a little over a week. Episodes. Hopefully, I'll be able to still get episodes out, but these workers are going to be here till sort of post Monday morning, so I don't know. This episode was quite hard to get recorded because I've had to record in a very different time of the day to get this one out. But yeah. Nevertheless, you don't need to hear all of this. If you like what you saw, hit like. If you want to see more from me, then subscribe. Thank you so much for watching, and as always,